how can you lose when you're doing you?
It's a marathon. You're at 109 right now.
Welcome. You are now listening to the 10-9 podcast.
Hey, baby! Welcome to the IC109 podcast. This is gonna be a groovy shindig. Welcome, pimps, players, women of the night, and anybody else interested in 10-9.
You are now listening to the IC109 podcast.
We're going to begin with the mala bead necklace. There are 108 prayer beads, and then 109th bead, which is the guru bead. It is a place marker. It lets you know when you should stop your recitation of the mantra. Now, excuse me. I wore this yesterday, and the connection that this has to Hindu traditions that come out of India, it's incredible. I was driving for Uber yesterday. I was wearing this. You see, I do not wear this necklace, this mala necklace, every day, but yesterday I did. I wore this mala necklace, and I had passengers from India in my car, and I thought, interesting. Actually, I was self-conscious in that moment because I thought, I am wearing a relic of their tradition, of their culture. This is kind of cultural appropriation. Excuse me. In one sense it is, but in another sense, it's just an example of being a cultured individual, having knowledge of our universe, and not seeing that they are unlike me, in which it's not like I couldn't embrace something that they have brought into the world. So anyhow, there I was wearing the mala necklace, and then I welcomed my Indian passengers on this Uber journey. I dropped them at their destination, and I continued on my way. And later I had other passengers and other duties. I had to deliver some food. I had 3 deliveries to make. I made each delivery, and on the last delivery, I entered the apartment complex, and I was greeted by the sight of door 108. And I thought, that's odd. When you walk into a building, in my case, I'm not an architectural student, and I don't know how buildings are designed, but I thought, shouldn't room 100 be at the front of the building or at the front of the lobby, and then the numbers going down the hallway to the back, shouldn't they be numbered accordingly? 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, etc. But no, as soon as you enter the lobby, the first room that you meet is room 108. 108 is a highly sacred number, so upon entering the apartment in the lobby, I was struck with the idea, be grateful, be mindful. But 108 is a highly sacred number that forces us to remember our Creator. That's the significance of 108. So there I was delivering this last order, and I was reminded, be grateful, be mindful, because I saw the number 108. I delivered the food. I must say, the woman behind the door in apartment 302, she said she was a mother, and the reason why she was having the food delivered to her is because she was with her daughter, or son or daughter. I don't know the situation. But I tell you, when she opened the door and I handed the food to her, I saw the most beautiful woman. I said, oh my gosh. So I handed her the food, and I made my exit stage left, But That's just an aside. But anywho, I was thinking of 108, and I was done with deliveries. I had made 3 deliveries. I did a lot of driving. I was tired, but I welcomed the next customer, the next passenger, and this was going to be my final Uber passenger, Uber order, Uber whatever for the evening. Coincidentally, the guy's name, now wait a minute now. So I had Indian passengers earlier. What was going to be my last delivery, which was my last delivery, I delivered, and I saw 108 on the door. I delivered the food to this beautiful woman. Now let me explain this. This woman looked to be Indian, looked to be Arab. Something about her, gorgeous, cinnamon complected skin, you know, rich black hair. She was beautiful, right? We might just assume in America she's a black woman, a woman of color, okay? I'm noticing a trend here, right? And then so lastly, the last customer of the day, his name, when the order came in and I just clicked accept, it was a big order because I was going to travel 12 miles or so to deliver him to his destination, but I was going to earn, you know, $26 or so. Big. Those other orders, those deliveries, I'd make $5, $6, you know, a piece or something like this. Ridiculous, right? For driving all around. But those are, you know, trivial details. Anywho, so there I am. I click accept. It's a big order, a big delivery. Well, it's a ride. I'm delivering him to his destination. The coincidence that occurred was his name is Siddharth. And I'm like, I just saw 108. And now I'm getting a request from a guy named Siddharth, obviously of Indian descent. But the name Siddharth is reminiscent of Siddhartha Gautama, the Buddha. Where did I learn anything about 108 or 109 for that matter? From the Buddhist tradition. You see the link, you see the connection, the Buddhism, the Hinduism, the Hindu tradition, most importantly. And look at all of the Indians. For some reason, I was getting Indian passengers yesterday, and I don't know about the beautiful woman, but I do know she could potentially have been. I don't want to speculate, but everything was lined up. Those 3 passengers, and there I was now getting Siddharth. So Siddharth is matched with me. I pick him up and I tell him I was quite shocked when I saw the name Siddharth, because the only Siddharth I could think of was the Buddha. And he said, yes, yes. And he said to me, the gods are with you tonight. He said that. And I really felt that. You're right, man. The gods are with me. When I saw 108, I said, yes, the gods are with me tonight. I'm in alignment, right? That's what it really was. That's what the 108 is reminiscent of. The fact that you must be in alignment with the universe. And so it really felt that way yesterday. Or maybe it didn't feel that way and I'm just creating the story, but hey man, the story is interesting for those reasons, for those coincidences. So here I am today, and I had an idea to talk about premonitions in art. And within the last hour or so before pressing record on this video, I decided, let me do a search on Google and find out if there are other works of art that have presented, or that other artists have painted premonitions. I wanted to find other artists who potentially created premonitions. Now, I found an artist who had drawn some circles and used some colors, and when I look at the work of art, I don't see much. and people interpret it as being a premonition. I don't see that. Then I found another artist, a black man. I was really surprised that it was a black man in France whom had absolutely captured a premonition, but not once, not twice. I believe it's 3 times he's painted premonitions. And one painting is of the Cathedral of Notre Dame, I believe, in France, I believe, that burned up, right? That cathedral burned. I remember when it burned. Well, he painted the cathedral, and he included a flame, a fire, which can be interpreted as a fire occurring at the Notre Dame Cathedral. And he made that painting 9 years before the actual fire. And so that, to me, is absolutely a premonition. So I'm going to do some more research into his work. I believe his name is Joseph Langley. Forgive me if I didn't get his name correctly, but I will correct it in post-production on this video. But his last name is Langley. Interesting fellow. He's traveled the world, and he's a black man and a black artist. Beautiful artwork. So cheers. Cheers to the discovery of Langley's artwork, and cheers to the premonitions, because I'm passionate about sharing my discovery of Jean-Michel Basquiat's painting that is a premonition of Hermias Joseph Askedam. So I'm passionate about that, but I don't want to harp on, I don't want to continue to say, this is what I found, this is what I found. I want to make connections with people who are in the same headspace, if you will. Peace and blessings from IC 109.
I just didn't quit. That's the only distinguishing quality from me and probably whoever else going through this or went through this or is gonna go through this, is that I ain't quit.
How can you lose when you're doing you?
It's a marathon. You're at 109 right now.
October 9th. That's where it starts.
You see, it's the same old thing.